So when is it a good time to rebrand? Or do you even need to rebrand? Well, I've worked with hundreds of different companies who have been in this situation, and I've helped some rebrand, whilst I've also advised some others not to rebrand. Now, every situation is very different. In this video, I'm going to cover as many of those situations as possible in the shortest amount of time as possible, so you can understand what the benefits of rebranding are, whether it's a good idea for you, and also how to go about it. So the first thing we should cover is, why would you want to rebrand in the first place? Well, there are a few times when it does make sense to rebrand, and pretty much all of them are all linked to one single word, and that is change. If you are changing the type of products or services that you're actually offering, then it may be a good time to rebrand. If you're changing your positioning or even the type of customer that you're wanting to serve, that could also be a good idea to rebrand. And lastly, if you were originally branded like Dunkin' Donuts, for example, around a single product, aka donuts, and you now want to sell other types of products, like for example, coffee and other snacks, that would mean that you would need to refine your communications and rebrand a little bit to allow yourself to offer those other types of products. So those are the main times that you would want to rebrand. Why wouldn't you want to rebrand? Now listen, I'm more than happy to work with clients if I'm available and to design logos and do what I love in regards to branding and helping them develop their brand. But 90% of the time, I'd say, when someone comes to me and they say they want to rebrand, it's usually because they want to give their business kind of a fresh lick of paint, but they don't want to get to the core of the problem. Usually when a company wants to rebrand, it isn't down to those three opportunities or situations that I mentioned before earlier in the video. It's actually down to them not actually understanding what the problem is with the business, so they think they need a new logo and a new fancy website, when in reality the problem that they're actually needing to solve to help move the business forward has nothing to do with their logo or designing anything. It's more about actually understanding the business's ability to acquire customers. And whilst a rebrand can help you to position your brand, it isn't the full story. You need to develop a brand strategy and understand your target audience, your competitors, and position yourself effectively so you can even start thinking about visual expression, which is your logo, your color palette, your typography, your website, the visuals within that website, so the images that you're using, how things are formatted, and ultimately what you are trying to sell. Like, what are you trying to give to your customers to help solve their problem or overcome their challenges? So if you're thinking about rebranding your business, or if you are trying to help clients rebrand their business, think about if it's actually the right solution. And also, if a rebrand is needed, it usually isn't the case that everything just gets thrown out and we just start from new. Although that can be exciting, usually we have a little bit of brand equity built into the color palette, the logo, and the overall branding. So we don't want to just throw all that away and just start from scratch, because that would be stupid. It's, you know, we've got so much value within that current logo and that current color palette and those visual elements. Why would we just throw all those out? We need to maintain as much as possible, work with what we have, and then build on that as a foundation. That's what, you know, effective rebranding is all about. It's not about starting from scratch. It's actually building upon what we have right now and refining it so that it can be an effective system for the future of the business. Anyway, I hope you found this video helpful. I hope you took at least one or two little pointers away. But if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I'll try and be as helpful as possible and get back to as many comments as possible. But apart from that, thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.